Greetings, it's Vaygrim, here in a Monday episode of VAYGRIM'S Chance. First things first, farms, 374 stacks, that's from Friday. Over the weekend, I think I had like 40-something stacks. No, I think it was a little over a stack of stacks. It was like 68 or something like that. 374 over the weekend. These guys have been working like mad. And the system in place is a little item conduit that goes down into a chest, just like that one. So it pumps out into a chest. That same chest over here pulls it out into this storage system. 59 poison potatoes. Ooh, I'm rolling in it. 82 stacks, and then some. Almost 83 stacks of potatoes. 53.5 stacks of wheat. Almost 34 stacks of seeds. So this whole system has been running really well. What am I going to do with 300? Oh, by the way, all of these are upgraded with one storage slot upgrade. And let me grab my tuning fork here. You can see they have a void upgrade. These will never actually overflow. Once they hit max, stuff still goes into them. It just gets erased. That way I can leave these running. I don't have to worry about turning them off. I don't have to worry about picking up the golems and putting them away. And then, oh, I start running low on nether wart. Now, what am I going to do with that much nether wart? I have no idea. But I'll figure it out. I figure between that and all of the actual rotten flesh being generated at the Well of Suffering, well, maybe I can actually do some nutrient distillant and do a huge bank of severed zombie heads in jars. Anyway, this has been running like a champ. I really love these guys, and I need to put more of those guys to use. Let's go up to the Mage's Tower real quick. Okay, first things first. I corrected this issue. I did not realize, I thought this was just an attachment for the table. I didn't realize you were supposed to put this over this also. That's news to me. So this was actually being by proxy fed off of this and this or something. Now here's the thing, right? When I do wand foci in here, I still see a little trickle of dots bouncing across the floor, but I also see this beam now. So I don't know where the power is coming from. Don't care. It actually works. Okay, you guys gave me a great tip. The focus pouch goes in that slot. I'm actually going to turn this back on and put it back in place now that we're not going back down to the farms anymore today. So, focus pouch goes in this slot, which is very cool. Now, I'm going to take it out real quick and show you guys. I've done some upgrades. This has no upgrades. This thing's pretty cool, actually. Where is it? Right there. That opens the white ender chest, the thing that I can put stuff into to sort into the AE system. So, I have a wand that opens up a deposit box for my AE system. That's pretty cool. Let's take that off real quick. I have upgraded the Wand of Equal Trade, enlarged 3, so it covers huge areas. Architect, and then Silk Touch. Now, so finally, I can swap out stuff for glass, and I get the glass blocks back. That makes me very happy. Architect is weird. Let me see if I can... I'm going to put that right here. Okay, like the enchant... No, wait a minute. It's this one. This upgrade allows a lot more control over the area of focus effect. The exact area will be affected as displayed, and you can change the side by using the miscellaneous wand toggle key, default G. Sneak G allows you to toggle which dimensions you can change. So I'm still figuring this out. I'm actually not sure this works, because I'll show you. That one right there. Okay. Sneak G doesn't seem to do anything. I think I might have... I wonder if I remapped it. Let's look real quick. Journey map, miscellaneous, multiplayer. Is it under Thaumcraft? Nope. Miscellaneous wand toggle. Okay, it's X. Options. Controls. Where is it? Where is it? G, what is that conflicting with? It's probably something I never use. There's C. Glider toggle. Dark. I don't use that anymore. So I'm going to remap that. That's why that wasn't working. Okay, so I can finally change the size. That gets even larger, that maxes out, and then I can lower the... I can actually change what direction. Now, it doesn't look like it's changing, but it's going even larger. Shift, let's do this. There we go. Very nice. I like being able to do that. That is a fabulous upgrade. Fabulous. Let's see, the Primal Wand. I lowered the mana costs on it, and with Frugal, but I also put Seeker. Seeker, as it actually, the projectile, automatically seeks out living entities. Works pretty well, too. We already did this one and this one in the previous episode. Excavation. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. Finally have Silk Touch on my Excavation Wand. Dowsing. A small chance to get native mineral clusters, which is very cool. Each cluster actually double the ingots when smelted. So basically, one cluster gives 2 ingots. It's a really good way to do that. Enlarge the area that it actually covers. So it actually, that makes the beam go farther, basically. And Silk Touch. Yeah, very cool. I'm happy about that. That's very neat. So I have been upgrading my wand foci, and I actually think it's very cool that I can actually just do that. I'm going to put my wand right there. Now, here's another thing that we need to go over. Okay. I have everything researched, I think. Except for the extra wands and rods. That's it. The only things that I don't have researched, I'm looking. Yeah, I have all this stuff now. I want to make one of those. I can't research those because they won't unlock. I think these are bath salts and a bath salt dispenser because I haven't gotten any flux. So, basically, I did my darndest. Okay, let's see if we can research that real quick. I'm curious. Actually, I cannot because I'm low on certain aspects. Drat. Okay. I'm going to have to go scanning some aura nodes in the deep dark. That's a suggestion that's been made. But basically, Warded Arcana. It's a Warded Arcane door. And I think a Warded Arcane trap door is even in there. I have all of this stuff. Even all the wacky helmets and faceplates. I can get that. Pure Mutatio. Okay, there's a lot of stuff apparently that I don't have researched. See, but I keep running out of like order. I'm out of Ordo. I got tons of Preditio, but I've got no Ordo anymore. And Ordo is not popping in at the rate that I need it to with all these bookshelves. So that's something I have to figure out what's going on here. But what I'm going to do is over the next few days, I'm going to research everything that I can, which means these two things. I got all of this stuff now. I'm going to research Golem sorting. Empty cores. Use. Clickety click, so I can actually make golems use things. That's cool. I'll research the Warded Arcana and whatever shows up past it. I got everything on these tabs that I actually unlocked. Everything researched here. And I have everything researched here except one buff. Yep, everything but this one buff right here. And I'm super low on Ordo, so I can't actually do that. But I'm going to research these last few things, and the only stuff I have left are the things that I cannot get to because I don't have flux turned on. And I still think that's kind of a unfair hurdle, but I'm not going to knock Asinor and his decisions. I do think that he has done an amazing job on Thaumcraft, and he wants to balance the reward of being able to use and deal with flux is to have access to more stuff, and that's fine. Some of it is gated by having to be exposed to flux. That's... I get why and how he did it. That's fine. So, what we're going to have to do is basically, once I get everything researched, I'm going to get that and I'm just going to use it. I'm going to unlock all the research that I do not have access to that way. Because that way I can get the higher level of wands and stuff like that. I just now noticed that I have never finished this. And I need to. It bugs me. That was done. Let's go over here. And I need to make more of these. Whoopsie. Definitely need to make more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's all of them. I think I've got all but one window. Hey, that's actually pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to get some stuff together for our next task. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So, while I was going over what I could actually make and unlocking things, I found, okay, infused elemental fire, right? First things first, I know that there might actually be a crash with infused crops. Somebody has been making infused crops and it's been clashing with some part of the minions mods. I'm not going to make these. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with this first. But I've only had one person report that bug, but they said that they can reproduce it every time. So there you go. Elemental fire aqua. I know, first of all, these are extremely dangerous. Each fire does a specific thing. Perditio acts sort of like an antidote of sorts. If your elemental fires have gotten out of control, you can set loose the specially designed flame. It will rip the magic out of the elemental fire, returning it to a mundane mundane form. There's elemental air. Everyone likes deserts, right? Well, this fire, when let loose on the world, turns everything into a desert. Terra. This fire will turn a wide variety of blocks into dirt. Just about the least useful thing ever. Seriously, this is just about the least useful item ever. Ignis. You've managed to enhance the destructive powers of hyperkinetic Nitor. By letting this fire loose on the world, you can transmute blocks into their equivalent forms in the Nether. Ordo. You use this on mountains of ore, and it turns it into metal, but it's kind of dangerous. This is the one I'm curious about, okay? If you let it loose on the Nether, I don't care if the Nether gets messed up. I mean, honestly. So, I don't want to let loose any of this stuff in the overworld, naturally. So I thought maybe I could actually get this stuff and turn it loose on the Nether. You managed to totally invert the destructive power of fire. This fire, when let loose, will turn the Nether into your own personal winter wonderland. They had me curious automatically. I need some water. I need some... got a lot of fire. Wow. Fire. Fire. And I need some precontatio. And then we go up here, we right click, I'm going to get these. And I'm going to see what the heck happens. This might be the worst decision ever. The only assurance that I have right now is that I have a backup of this world. That's it. What I might actually do later on is make some more of the dangerous kinds and let it loose in an RF Tools dimension, just to see what happens. I'm curious, aren't you? So we've got this stuff. Let's head over into the Nether and see what happens. It's been a while since we've been into the Nether. Boing. Almost got a bounce going there. Wow. It actually bugs people that I can jump over this fence and I still use the gate. I just think it's hilarious. Okay. Let's go over here. And see what happens. Hi. Well, it's spreading. I don't know what it's doing, though. Oh, gosh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I always forget. Gem boots. Gotta take them off and put them back on, because that pesky bug. Wow. This stuff spreads. Does it hurt? No, it doesn't. Okay. That's snow, I think. Yeah, that's a snow block. Oh, this is great stuff. I'm actually not going to let loose anymore yet. I'm kind of curious why some of it is changing, but some of it isn't. Ow! I do see you. Where'd you go? Those are wither webs, and I really don't like them. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love everything about this. I'm going to put out the normal fires. I hear a ghast off in the distance. Let me turn on the night vision. Yes. What? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, eat shock bombs. Sucks, doesn't it? This is great. I just don't know how far it's going to go. I figure it'll spread until it unloads chunks. Hits unloaded chunks. I do have something to relight this. Take damage. There we go. This is amazing. Okay, I'm going to let this burn out. I'll be right back with you guys once it actually stops, if it stops. Frame rate on this is going to be a little low, and I'll apologize, but basically, this fire is very graphically intensive, and I probably should have guessed that. That's fine. But, on the upside, oh gosh, I have a lot of... There we go. There's a lot of delay going on. Because there is so much flowing lava that the server... Oh, I got another one of those shards. Doesn't really know what to do with it. Basically, as the actual snow forms, lava pockets that are trapped in the Nether don't get transformed, which I think is kind of silly. I'd figured that it would change the lava into ice. Now, maybe it can't make ice because it's the Nether, but I figured if it didn't change it into ice, it would change it into snow. Well, what I'm discovering is that it changes the lava into obsidian, which is cool. However, it doesn't work fast enough. It changes all the snow, I mean all the netherrack into snow, and then slowly changes the actual... Is it ice? Yeah, you see, it does. It changes some part of it into ice. Oh, that's soul sand gets turned into ice. That's interesting. So, basically, what happens is... The pigmen, I'm going to go up here. The pigmen are so angry right now. The frame rates on this are horrible. The aqua fire turns netherrack into snow. That's neat. It turns lava into obsidian, I think. It's either that or there's a split second when the lava melts adjacent snow and turns into obsidian, even though there's no water. I'm not sure what's happening there, but somehow I'm getting a lot of obsidian being created. And normally you wouldn't see obsidian in the nether because you can't get water in the nether. Well, right after I put the fire down, I went back to my lab, my mage's tower, and I made some Perdicio. Perdicio, it's your gotten out of control. You can set loose the specially designed fire, returning it to mundane fire, basically what it does. So anytime you see like all these patches of fire over there, all that fire. So, worst case scenario, we have messed up the nether. I probably will blank out that dimension and reset it, which means the actual next time you go to the nether, you will probably have a new one. I'm getting a little bit of server latency, but that's to be expected. Now, why did I go through this nonsense in the first place? See, this stuff's dangerous. I'm just going to put it in there. Why did I go through this nonsense in the first place? Well, A, I was curious. I've never seen anybody else actually use that stuff. B, I can do it so you don't have to. I can actually roll back the nether. I don't have to redo it, but whatever. So that stuff's probably still raging, part of the nether. I think it's chunk loaded right around the portal, but I'm not sure if the portal's still active anymore. That's to be expected. So I'm going to correct this nether conundrum. Chickens. And I will talk to you folks later. I'll update you on the next episode. I'm not worried about it. This is the reason I did it in the nether. I don't mind screwing the nether up. I can redo it. No big deal. I hope this was educational for you, and I hope you learned that this whole fire stuff, do it in a dimension you don't mind resetting. Like maybe the nether or maybe RF tools dimensions. Do not use this stuff in the overworld. It is very dangerous. I cannot stress this enough. Like this stuff, ordo, that you can use to actually process ore into metals. You could unleash it in the deep dark, but that would probably lag a game out. That's my suspicion. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'm going to take care of this nether conundrum, and I'll see you. Bye-bye. Just a quick follow-up before I forget. Let's look at the overworld now. I mean the nether now, shall we? Warble, warble. Ta-da! This is pretty much the exact same nether that I had. The only difference is, is that I blasted out this wall right here and hollowed it out for a flat space. That's where I started the fire. I mined out that nether quartz, but this is pretty much the exact same nether. No snow. All restored. All okay. Always forget. Always forget. Yep. Slight changes over here, but for the most part, it's the same thing. So I'm going to stick with it. Problem has been solved. No permanent damage done to the world. And again, I don't mind resetting the nether. It's not that big a loss. I hadn't really done much in the nether anyway, because I can't include it in the world download. Makes things too big. So ooh, hello. How are you? Whoop, gotcha. I'm going to go ahead and actually wrap things up for real this time. I'll talk to you folks later. Server came out no worse for wear. My Aqua's hosting server, of course, bulletproof as always. Now, I did strain it a bit. I will admit that. It did definitely show some signs of wear and tear, but I think a lesser server probably would have buckled under the strain. So, I'll see you folks later. That is the end of this almost entirely pointless episode. Bye.